Hello and welcome to another OnCrawl ambassador interview. Today I'm really pleased to have with me Lukasz Zelezny, who is one of our latest ambassadors. He's recently joined the crew, so thank you, Lukasz, to be with me today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Lukasz, we don't need to introduce you anymore, but you started your SEO career in 2005, and since then you've been responsible for the organic performance of a number of companies, including HomeAway or uswitch.com. You now have your own consultancy called SEOLondon. You're also a UK Search Award judge. You're also a regular speaker at many search marketing conferences. So that's quite a lot. Do you want to add anything else, maybe?
You forgot about that I'm playing piano.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So let's start the interview. I like to ask this question to our ambassadors, but can you tell us why and how did you start in the SEO?
Yeah, so this is a bit unusual story. Probably like everyone have unusual story. I never met a person who was born and said like, you know what, since I was a kid, I wanted working in SEO. So I was a DJ, I was doing music as a kid. And then when I was growing, I wanted to play in the clubs. And because I was born in Poland, in a relatively small town, then there was no opportunity to play. So I built a website, I started promoting myself online, I started understanding that there are some principles around how you ranking in search engine. Those days there was no, I mean, Google was very early, on a very early stage. I even remember when I first time read about Google, and I remember my first feeling about Google was like, wow, there is no links, only like a field to fill what you're looking for, how great. Because I still remembered how Yahoo or Excite or Alta Vista looked like. And then, you know, slowly I started getting bookings. I started measuring traffic. That was no analytics yet. It was before Google Analytics was invented. And then, you know, I understood something very important, that I really like music. I really like being a musician, but I treat this more like an art. I wouldn't be able to make this for living and for money, because then you need to put yourself more like a craftsman, not like an artist. There is very little number of people who can still be artists completely free and earn sufficient amount of money to survive. So because I had these two skills, I was like, okay, let's keep music aside as my hobby, and let's move to SEO as my professional career. And this is how I ended up, and I'm very happy that through all these years I still can record music, but obviously I am professionally on the SEO scene quite active. And I need to say also that, you know, there is lots of common things between being a DJ and being a speaker, for example. Once you're playing from the vinyls, and the other time you're speaking to the microphone, and the crowd is involved, and so on and so on. So there is lots of common things. So that's how my beginning looks in a nutshell.
Okay, that's cool that you succeeded to conciliate both sides, actually. So yeah. Can you tell me what are your main SEO specialties, and if there is a specific subject you're particularly passionate about?
So you see, this is a question that probably most of the consultant would answer, like, I'm doing 360-degree everything and so on and so on. My favorite way of working with people is, at the moment, that either I'm working with very big companies when I'm on the strategic level. I have one client who have about 20 teams around the world, and Wednesday is pretty much all about this one client. I have calls from 8, sometimes 7 a.m. up to 5 p.m. One by one, country by country. Every country got different challenges. We have also a methodology that allowed us to compare how well a big country with a couple of like Poland versus Lithuania, when you have 38 million people versus 3 million people, but we're measuring this different way so we can compare these two countries, not looking strictly on the traffic, because it's obvious that Lithuanian version of the website will have way less traffic than Polish version of the website. So that's one of the client, and I like the strategic aspects. And the other client is more like, you know, predominantly London or England or Europe-based company, which have, let's say, 20 to 100 people, and they have some product. It can be a startup which is doing something cool, and they have a website. Ideally, if the website is on some known CMS, then I can jump there and I can spend with them 3 to 6 months, mainly in being involved in the content strategy and technical aspects. I'm rather not touching that much about off-page SEO because I don't have a time for anything related to link building and so on. I can only give them some ideas, but you know, content, once again, content and technical aspects. And you know, I can see how the traffic is going. I'm just passing the knowledge to these people, and then you know, after 3-6 months, I'm moving on somewhere else.
Okay, and so you know that given the current circumstances, did you see any of your clients being impacted by the COVID-19, and how did you manage to work with those clients?
So you see, it's probably never happened before, like something like COVID. Whole world, no matter where you are living, is affected. Obviously, right now, as we are talking, everything is kind of relaxing, but you know, 2-3 months ago, we would be talking differently. So I have been very lucky to be in this industry because I have access to so many Google Analytics accounts that I had to create a couple of other emails because I don't have a space anymore. But that is giving me ability to compare how websites in different industries are performing. And I can tell you that some websites, the moment when the COVID-19 hit, the traffic almost vanished. You know, one of the website, one of the industry that been that much affected is obviously transportation to the airports. Nobody was flying anywhere because the planes were grounded. So why would anyone go to the airport? You know, what for? So this industry completely collapsed temporarily, and I know that for people who are working in this kind of businesses, that was very, very hard time. But on the other side, you had like websites like gaming industry. These guys were like skyrocketing. People are like, what should I do with my life now? I'm in the lockdown. What should I do? Maybe I will play the game, you know. And what should I play right now? And we had like a massive boost. And now is this period, so you could have either a mountain or like this kind of hole. And now is the moment when it's kind of going back. So the guys who are losing traffic, they're like, wow, we are going up. And the guys who had like massive boost, now they're like a bit sad. They're like, oh, kind of, we shouldn't say that, but maybe this COVID could be 1 more month, you know, we would have more traffic. I was like, don't say like that, you know. But you know, like obviously when you as a consultant can give these people context and you can explain them, you can show them trends and so on and so on and so on and so on, then you know, you're not only helping them with SEO, but you're giving them much bigger picture because of the fact that you have access to other analytics. You're obviously not mentioning especially which clients you're referring to, but you are able to see much broader.
And do you actually have an example of an SEO tactics that was helpful for those companies?
SEO tactic for what, once again?
For the company you mentioned before, or maybe another type of company you've been working with?
Yeah, so you see, there is the way I'm working is always I'm preparing audit first, which is 360-degree audit. But actually, one client told me that my audits are very different to other people because my audits are not very text heavy, not in the PDF. That's are like slides plus spreadsheets. That's it. And I am trying to look like globally. I'm not trying to look like, oh, on homepage, actually, you could do this, and on About Us, you could do that. No, forget about this. I'm just trying to look on the globally from the like helicopter view. And there is plenty things which can work globally, because that is attracting actually the whole website. So you're not thinking about did that URL went up. You are only thinking about whole website as a whole structure. And semantic SEO. So using schema markups to give a bit of more context. That's one thing. Second thing, page speed optimization. That's something a must, yeah. And that automatically will start helping the whole website. Internal links between pages, and all these three things are very easy to implement on WordPress. So if your company that you're working with, no matter on what field they are working, they have WordPress, then it's like, okay, this plugin, configure that the way that was working in the past, wait a week, and everything is going up. Yeah, obviously when you have a proper tracking as well, because this is also like a part of the service I'm giving. There must be a proper tracking. Who would know better than you that crawling the whole website every week, and then taking these bits and bobs out, and then saying like, okay, today, this week, we're fixing H1s and we're fixing title tags across the whole website, because we know that there are duplication, too short, too long, and let's say we are missing H1 tags. Done, recrawl, and another batch.
That's a quick win.
Kanban, Kanban. We always have enough elements here to do some good things, and when we are ready to pass this, the new elements are coming.
Thanks for the tips, Lukasz. I think they were very helpful, and this is the type of thing, as you said, that really give quick results. So let's do them.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that the client can see quick results immediately, and that philosophy I have. It's less about satisfying customer. It's more about me feeling right to be in the right place, not to give too much excuses, and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah. Do you mind if we talk about log monitoring just for a moment? Do you think the importance of log analysis has shifted over the past years?
I think log analysis is like absolutely a must. I am offering this to anyone who can actually provide me logs, because some people cannot. Because some people, or the problem is that they have not enough logs. Yeah, but I can see that across the whole industry, in the last 5 years, there was a massive shift about log analysis, and I think it's not as, I would say, difficult like some people are thinking as it looks. Analysis of how, for example, Googlebot is crawling your website, how often, how frequent, where are the URLs that Googlebot is trying to open and they never existed. I had many cases like that, that Googlebot was trying to open some URLs that never ever existed. We were digging down in the web archive back to 1997. Nothing. These URLs didn't exist. Mystery. But we could block and say, like, listen to the Googlebot. Listen, dude, not here, just here. Just go this path. Yeah. And also the prioritization of the URLs that are the most often crawled as the URLs that should be optimized first, and reverse that. Yeah, optimization of URLs that are almost never crawled. Bring them back, bring them higher, bring them closer to the main structure of the website. Maybe there are some far away that Google is unable to find them. So I would say, like, whoever is doing this as a part of the service, that means that these people really know SEO inside out. If someone would come to me on an interview and would like to join me and would start telling me how is analyzing Google server logs, then I would probably stop asking more questions, because I would know that this person is a seasoned person who is dealing with things that how it should be done.
So you think it can make a huge difference in your SEO strategy? And do you have any example of concrete SEO improvements log analysis can do?
Yeah, so this is very useful, especially when you, for example, seeing some kind of custom build websites or wrongly configured CMSs, when there is a tremendous amount of URLs that have been automatically created, you know, because people believed that if they will start indexing, let's say, I don't know, they have shoes, and they will start indexing the size, the colors, and that the material, yeah, and you have, let's say, leather and some other, and then you have 5 colors, and then you have 10 sizes. Multiply everything together, you will get thousands of pages which are almost the same, yeah. And then Googlebot is entering your page and is spinning in the circle around URLs which are almost the same, and is thinking, what the hell is going on here? And then, you know, you
where should I look?
Yeah, you can show this and say, like, guys, take a look. Yesterday, you had 25,000 hits when 22,000 hits from Googlebot was going to this kind of URLs that never been ranking. Why are you doing this? Try to exclude them. Let's think about core of the website to index this or to keep this indexed and keep this ranking better, rather than indexing thousands of URLs just for sake of indexing. Does it answer your question?
Yeah, it does. And I have a last question about log analysis, actually. What advices would you give to someone who would like to start, you know, in the log analysis?
I would give a few advices. First, try to understand the file structure. What you really see in the log file, because some people are thinking that you know, that you only need to have a software. You need to have a software when you have a big scale of logs. You will not be doing this in Excel. That's mental. But try to understand what you really see in front of you. What are the status codes? Some people are, especially junior, may not be yet reading about status codes. What are the status codes? What is referring IP number? What is the date stamp? And so on and so on. When you understood this, try to choose a software which is out there that you can take logs from the server automatically or semi-automatically, load them to the log analyzer, and log analyzer will process this and will show you, okay, guys, here, and preferably this log analyzer that is saying what would be the next step.
Yeah, and that turn this into actionable SEO insights.
Exactly, because you see, like, again, this is about seniority. When you've been for many years in the industry, you will see log, you will see outcome, report, and you say, like, okay, this, I know what to do next. But the SEO trap, and I noticed this from a long time ago, is that often some people are falling into this kind of nice report trap. It's like a report, and it's like, oh, take a look, we know this. And then there is this last step missing. Yes, we know this, but what next? You need to utilize this. You need to execute. You need to take next steps. If you know that you're not ranking on that keyword or this set of keywords, maybe you need to create some content, some tool, something. You're doing some next step. And the same with log analysis. The fact that you see a report, that's only one step, then you need to take another to execute this and make a good thing on your website. And then when you will come back and you have also some KPIs, measurable KPIs that will tell you what's going on, you can see then, okay, we changed something here, and here is the outcome.
Yeah, here's the comfort results. I have another question. So you recently joined the ambassador crew. Thank you again for your support. How does it feel to be an OnCrawl ambassador?
It feels very well, very good. I think OnCrawl made absolutely fantastic journey. I remember you guys from last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. I know that you have always been there in the company. We were talking about this last time. I don't know how many years you are there.
Yeah, but it's been 5 years now.
That's been 5 years. Wow.
Yeah.
I know that we met 2 years ago on SearchLondon, I think, when I was starting. Yeah. That was 1.5 years ago. Yeah, and I met a couple of other ambassadors who are my friends. I met Francois a couple of times. I think you done as a team absolutely fantastic journey, and it's very exciting journey, and it's very exciting to be part of this. I think the brand perception is also very important. You have a nice brand perception, and this is from little bits and bobs up to the very big expertise things. You know, I like the way how the website looks like, the colors, the design, the interface of the tool, up to the fact that, you know, sometimes I can even see that the topics I want to rank, I very often rank below OnCrawl in the Google. Like recently, I found that my website and your website is very often ranking 1 or 2 or 1 on keyword does URL shortener affect your SEO. You probably know this topic. So if you type this, you will see that we have a similar topic.
Thanks for the kind words, Lukasz. It's really appreciated. So the last question, I actually know part of the answer because you already mentioned it, but what are you doing on your free time besides music?
Okay, so in my free time, there is a couple of activities. One activity is I'm daily walking to the behind my house. There is a big park, and I am taking my little one, Sophie, and we're walking there. And she's really like brave. You know, yesterday she started sliding by herself on the slide for kids, so she can jump up. And she's only 18 or 20 months right now.
Okay,
so that's an achievement. Yeah. Aside of this, I have here 2 Rolands, and I'm composing. Some of the tracks are right now on my Bandcamp. So if you type Lukasz Zelezny Bandcamp, then you can find there some tracks. And I recently started finding online some singers. So I recorded first track, with one singer from New York. She is actually a singer who is playing in one musical on Broadway, and aside of this, she's also singing. So, you know, keep fingers crossed, and maybe soon there will be some announcement on my LinkedIn, because I like to go sometimes outside of the box of SEO and say, like, you know what, new track is ready.
Yeah, that's impressive. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think I will go listen it. You know, you can share.
I will definitely make sure that I will send maybe on my newsletter or something like that, and people can go and
Yeah, for sure. Okay, thank you, Lukasz, for your time. Thank you very much for answering all my questions. I hope you enjoyed it, and talk to you soon, I guess.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me, and lots of warm greetings for everyone who was listening to us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.